A very good afternoon and welcome to a lunchtime news bulletin here on MTV Sports with news first, of course, Ramshain Jurangpati. Here are headlines this afternoon. Indian Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh says that India's decision on the resolution expected to be tabled against Sri Lanka at the UNHRC session will depend on the substance of the final clause. 6 dead in 3 separate accidents across the country. UN Security Council condemns the capture of about 20 peacekeepers by Syrian rebels. Leader of the Dravida Munnetra Kalagam Party, M. Karunanidhi, requested the central government to declare immediately its support for the resolution to be moved by the United States at the United Nations Human Rights Council session in Geneva. According to Indian media reports, Karunanidhi had said that the central government should understand the sentiments of the Tamils and immediately spell out its position. Speaking in the Indian Parliament yesterday, Indian Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh announced that in a decision to vote on the draft resolution to be tabled by the United States at the 22nd session of the United Nations Human Rights Council would depend on its content.
As regards the issue of a draft resolution expected to be tabled by the United States at the forthcoming session of the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, our decision will depend on the substance of the final text tabled in the Council.
Well, yesterday, the Indian government said that it is of the view that Sri Lanka should engage with the United States and report progress, if any, made on the Lessons Learned and Reconciliation Commission report, with a resolution set to be moved on Sri Lanka at the UNHRC. Addressing journalists at the Indian parliamentary premises, External Affairs Minister Salman Khurshid said Sri Lanka should arrive at a consensual draft which is acceptable to everybody. Khurshid noted that he had told his Sri Lankan counterpart, Professor G.L. Pieris, to treat the issue as a humanitarian issue and not a matter of ego. On to more local news that made headlines this afternoon. 3 persons died in an accident in Galkatiel, Unawatuna yesterday. The police said that the accident occurred when a bus and a 3-wheeler collided at midnight yesterday.
4 persons were injured and admitted to hospital, where 3 of them passed away. The deceased were identified as 2 34-year-olds and 1 27-year-old residents of Thalpain, Habardua, Gaul. Our correspondent said that the deceased are relatives. The bus had been travelling from Colombo to Mathura at the time of the accident. The other injured individual is currently receiving treatment at the Karapitia hospital. The police said that the driver of the bus has been arrested.
Meanwhile, an individual died and another sustained injuries after a cab veered off the road into the Munveshwaram tank on the Kurunegala Chilla road. Our correspondent said that the accident occurred last night. The deceased has been identified as a resident of the Thilegoda area in Kurunegala and a father of 1. The injured individual was admitted to the Chilla hospital. The Chilla police is conducting further investigations into the incident. Well, another person was killed when he was run over by a tipper on the Polonnaru Valley Kanna road in Monorathanna. The police said that this accident occurred at around 7 last night. Now, 2 youths who were residents of the Puruvadande area in Horana died in an accident that involved a motorbike and a bus. The collision between the 2 vehicles occurred in the Bulugoda area in Horana. Our correspondent said that the bus which was involved in the accident was transporting workers of a private garment factory at the time of the incident. The victims have been identified as 2 relatives. The Department of Motor Traffic says that it has taken measures to computerize all documents with regard to vehicle registration. Commissioner of Motor Traffic S.H. Harishchandra said that thereby all documents will be handed back to the owner and no documents will be kept inside the office.
We have taken measures to scan and computerize documents related to registration of vehicles and hand the documents back to the applicants. At the moment, preliminary steps of approval are coming to close. We are expecting to finalize this procedure this year. This will be done as the first step of the e-motoring program.
On to other local news. The Ministry of Fisheries says that 5 Sri Lankan fishermen are currently under Indian custody for entering Indian waters. The fishermen had left the sea last week from the Trincomalee area. The Fisheries Ministry said that the vessel the fishermen were sailing in has also been seized by Indian security units. However, it is believed that the fishermen could be released along with their vessel within the next week. The Fisheries Ministry added that measures are being taken by the India Joint Investigation Committee to release the fishermen. A Chinese national was arrested at the Bandaranaike International Airport in Katunayake for attempting to illegally smuggle a stock of seashells out of the country. Customs Director Leslie Garmini said that the suspect was arrested along with the seashells at around 10:30 last night. The seashells were weighed at around 6 kilograms. The suspect was arrested by the Biodiversity Unit of the Katunayake Customs in accordance with the Flora and Fauna Act. The customs said that the seashells, which belongs to various species, is worth around 2 million rupees. Meanwhile, 2 American nationals were also arrested for attempting to smuggle deer antlers out of the country at the BIA. Customs Director Leslie Garmini said that the suspects were arrested while they were en route to France. However, the suspects were released after a fine of 12,000 rupees. A group of traders in the Mid-Dini area in Ambilipitia engaged in a demonstration yesterday.
The demonstrators were traders who carry out their business on the Ambilipitia Mid-Dini main road. The demonstrators say that they have been carrying out their business activities on this route as the Ambilipitia market is under construction for the past 5 months. However, they said that the police officers had arrived at their current business area and instructed them to relocate it to byroads. The traders point out that a severe issue has arisen now as the authorities have failed to live up to their promise because they were told that the renovations at the Ambilipitia market will be completed within a month.
In sports, let's start off with cricket news. The Ministry of Sports notes that the nomination of Upali Dharmadasa for the post of Chairman of Sri Lanka Cricket will be rejected if there is no written approval from the Minister of Sports. Now, when news first made inquiries, Director General of Sports Ranjini Jayakodi said that a letter had been sent to the Secretary of Sri Lanka Cricket, Nishantha Ranatunga, regarding the matter. Also in cricket news, the 134th Battle of the Blues between St. Thomas's College Mount Lavinia and Royal College Colombo is currently underway at the SSC grounds. Royal College captain Devin Padmanathan, who won the toss, invited the Thomians to take first lace off the wicket. Thereby, Nipun Gamage and Tilantha Herath opened the batting for the Thomians. Herath was the first to head back to the dressing room with 6 runs to his name. Skipper Javed Bongso scored just 5 runs. The St. Thomas's College were 100 for the loss of 5 wickets a short while ago. Well, now in cycling news, Andrew Talansky of the USA sprinted to a stage win at a wet brood yesterday and became the 4th person to wear the yellow jersey of the Paris-Nice race leader. Talansky joined the leading group of 7 others after a fast descent from the final climb. Sky Pro cycling team had made the running earlier, driving on the peloton with Astana team. But an attack on the descent saw Sky's Vasily Kirienka crash, nearly taking out Andrei Grivko of Astana. The near-miss slowed Grivko, who was then caught by other riders including Sky's Richie Porter and David Lopez with Malansky. Chased into Breed by the larger leading group, the sprint saw Talansky maneuver his way to the front from David Malakan of Europka. Talansky leads the overall standings from Grivko and Malakan by 3 seconds, with Sylvian Chavanel 1 second behind. Talansky said that he was grateful to his team for sending riders to support his attempt to win the race. And that brings an end to your lunchtime news bulletin here on MTV Sports. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Shahin Jarangpati for News First. Have a wonderful day, of you. Goodbye and take care.